What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. It seems you guys liked the last part, so of course we're going to be continuing with this scenario today. We saw an odd scenario where Bardock was flung into the future after facing Frieza. In an odd turn of events, he was able to meet future Gohan and future Trunks, and join them in their quest to help stop the androids, but along the way, it seems they now have the need for time travel, which we'll be covering in this part. For this video, let's set a like goal of 3,500 likes. Once we hit that, I'll continue with another part of the series. Anyways, let's pick up from here. The time machine is now ready to take everyone back to the past. They have a pretty simple mission. They need to give Goku his medicine for the heart virus, and they need to warn everyone of the androids. But also, they do need to protect Trunks' identity. If anyone finds out about him, well, he might end up being born here. As for Bardock and Gohan though, they're perfectly fine. And this will actually work perfectly. With the two of them there, it makes them much more trustworthy. Well, they might not actually trust Bardock right away, but Gohan, definitely. The three of them board the time machine. They just hope this all works out okay. Not just the time travel, but what they do if they actually get there. The time machine starts up, and they leap through time. It seems the journey was successful. They end up in a wasteland, and it seems like they actually are in the past, at least according to the time machine. Above them they sense some certain energies, and they see some ships. Just like they thought, they're right on the dot and Frieza's here. They knew to expect this, but Bardock's pumped up. Kakarot couldn't finish the job with Frieza, and it looks like it's going to be his responsibility now. Immediately, he flies ahead, with Trunks and Gohan chasing after. Frieza's ship lands and Bardock's the first one there. A couple soldiers step off and they're immediately eliminated. Gohan and Trunks land near him, ready to fight. King Cold and Frieza step off. At the same exact time, all the fighters on Earth arrive at the scene too, standing kind of far away. Not only do they see Frieza and King Cold step off of the ship, but they see three other people there. One that's wearing a similar outfit to Goku, one who actually has hair like Goku's, and then some other kid in a purple jacket. Everyone's just equally confused. Frieza's also confused too. Bardock walks up to him, with the other two fighters facing King Cold. Frieza's taken aback at first. Is this Goku? No, he recognized that bandana though, and that scar. It can't be. There's no way it's possible. Is this the Saiyan that rebelled against him? But how? How is he alive? He watched him die. He killed him. This is impossible. There has to be some sort of explanation. And Bardock can see Frieza's confused. He confirms it is him. But Frieza then calms himself down. This Saiyan was weak anyways. He shouldn't be fearing him, regardless of if he's alive or not. Frieza mentions this and chuckles, but Bardock then laughs himself. Frieza thinks he's weak? He lands a powerful punch right on Frieza's face, launching him into the side of his ship, puncturing a massive hole within it. Frieza steps out of the debris, saying it was just a fluke. He was caught off guard. And Bardock says that is true. He was caught off guard. But even with Frieza on guard, it won't matter. Yellow Ki swirls around Bardock as he powers up, transforming into a Super Saiyan. If Frieza wasn't scared before, this will really scare him. Bardock is so glad to have this opportunity. Frieza has caused so much pain and havoc. For everything Frieza's done to his people, and to him in the past, Bardock's gonna make things right. With Frieza stunned in fear, he's then hit by a left hook from Bardock, and then a right hook. He continues this, speeding up more and more with his punches. He then knees Frieza right in the stomach, flinging him up in the air. He rockets up into the sky, spins around and hits him with a kick. And as Frieza's launched far away midair, Bardock speeds around behind him with energy charged in his hand, catching Frieza with his other hand. Frieza coughs up blood. He doesn't understand. This Saiyan's alive and a Super Saiyan? Bardock tells Frieza he doesn't understand either, but he tells Frieza that he created his own worst nightmare. He created Super Saiyans, and for what he did to Bardock before, and to everyone else, he'll now face the consequences. Bardock flings Frieza up into the sky, with more and more ki charged into his other hand. With the same exact attack he used to rebel against Frieza before, he plans to kill him. He throws a ball of energy right at Frieza, and launches a beam behind it. A massive explosion occurs. And this time, Bardock's rebellion works. Frieza is killed. Meanwhile, Trunks and Gohan were fighting King Cold, and they killed him pretty easily as well. Bardock's elated. Not only did he get to kill Frieza, but things are going pretty well here. They all descend down into the ground, with Vegeta then flying up to them confused. It's interesting for Bardock to see Vegeta. He looks exactly like the king, as he expected, but Vegeta starts asking questions. Why does this man look like Kakarot? And how did these three get so strong? They're all Super Saiyans, and the one that looks like Kakarot, the armor on him, he recognized the clothing he's wearing. It's authentic Saiyan armor, from around the time that planet Vegeta was destroyed. And he asks, he's not Kakarot, is he? And Bardock confirms, he isn't Kakarot, but they are here waiting for him. Also, the man in orange looks pretty familiar too, and he introduces himself. His name's Gohan. This of course shocks everyone there, especially present Gohan. He points to present Gohan and says they are in fact the same person, although he's obviously an older version from the future. For Trunks, they come up with a fake identity, saying he was just a guy that worked for Capsule Corp too. And Bardock then introduces himself. He isn't Kakarot, but he is Kakarot's father. also from the future. They don't know what's more shocking, the fact that future Gohan's here, or the fact that Goku's father from the future is here and he's alive somehow. How does that even work? Bardock doesn't even know himself. It's a long story and he says he'll try and explain later, to the best of his abilities at least. For now, they need to wait for Kakarot. Eventually, Goku's ship does land on the planet. Besides Frieza and King Cold, he did send some other energies get here, and he wasn't sure who the key signatures belonged to. And he's just as confused as everyone else was. Future Gohan introduces himself first, glad to see Goku again. Whoa, that's weird, an older Gohan? And there's also that Saiyan with purple hair, but most interestingly, who's that guy that looks exactly like him? Bardock steps up to Goku, and the exchange is actually pretty awkward. He tells Goku flat out he's his father. Oh crap, he's probably going to be pissed that Kakarot killed his own brother. But Bardock begins explaining to the best of his abilities what happened and how he got here. Gohan does most of the explaining afterwards though, explaining what happened in the future and talking about the androids. It is a very weird situation. Besides everything that Gohan's saying, they also do have Bardock there introducing some more confusion. They learn of the androids and Goku contracting the heart virus. In 3 years' time, androids will arrive, and in order to prevent total destruction in the future, they need to kill the androids. Not only that, but they need to make sure Goku takes his medicine, or else he'll die to the heart virus. Bulma suggests that they go after the androids right now, but just like normal, they just decide to wait. But before they leave, Goku asks for one thing. Those three all seem pretty strong, and he wants to fight Bardock and Gohan. Bardock's surprised to hear this, but also happy. He'll gladly do it. They don't have to head back right away after all. He powers up into Super Saiyan. He knows Kakarot can do the same and he wants to see it. And Goku powers up, using the same exact form. This should be fun. The two begin battling. In terms of raw strength, they seem pretty even, and technique too. It's an explosive battle and everyone watches intrigued. Bardock even compliments Kakarot's strength, so this is the power used to defeat Frieza. Goku says the same thing in return. It seems they're at a similar level, but Goku also says this is a perfect opportunity to test out his newest technique. Mid-battle, he places his fingers on his forehead, teleporting behind Bardock. Goku begins getting the upper hand and eventually wins the fight. Whatever maneuver he just used was pretty insane, and Bardock compliments Kakarot's strength once more. Although Goku is a bit winded, he's ready to fight future Gohan as well. But this fight has a completely different outcome. Future Gohan shows off his raw strength, and even though instant transmission is hard to counter at first, Gohan is eventually able to win the fight. Goku's amazed by everyone's powers. He would love to fight Trunks too, but he thinks he's seen enough. If these fighters had problems with the androids in the future, they definitely will as well. The message is loud and clear. They need to do everything in their power to stop the androids. Well, besides actually hunting them down right now and killing them before they're activated. Bardock does consider actually staying back here, but they don't know the effects of time travel yet, so he can't. He did want to catch up with everyone here more, but he's just as fine returning to the future with Gohan and Trunks. They tell everyone they'll be back in 3 years. Gohan is elated to have seen Goku again, and it was pretty funny seeing his past self as well. Bardock was glad to see Kakarot too, and to see how he's grown, despite the whole encounter being pretty awkward. They depart and head back to the future, and Goku honestly doesn't know what to think either. It was a little bit awkward to meet Bardock, but it still was pretty cool. Although it still is weird because Bardock is somehow alive there but not here. How is he still alive and young in the future? Ah, whatever, he's not going to question it. It was a fun fight, so the logic doesn't concern him. Everyone begins preparing for the androids, and back in the future, more time passes. Bardock, Gohan, and Trunks all get stronger and stronger. And even though they still plan on going back to the past, they think they have a good strategy to defeat the androids. They need to lead them into an ambush somehow. 18 appears to be the weaker one, so if the three of them can all attack her at once and kill her right away, they could then take out 17 and finish the job. At their current strength, 3 of them at once should be more than enough to take on one android. It still might be a little tough, since they're not too sure where her full power is, but if it doesn't work, they could always retreat. They locate the androids in one of the destroyed cities, and now they need to figure out a way to split them up. On one side of the city, the 3 of them try out a strategy. Almost like time bombs, they plant little balls of ki, and then they fly far away. They see Android 18 in one of the shops, with Android 17 waiting outside. They fly behind the shop, and remotely they detonate their ki blasts. This makes some pretty noticeable explosions in the distance, catching the attention of the 2 androids. 17 chuckles. He thinks there's another army trying to defeat them, so he goes to check it out. 18 wanted him to wait, but she's still in the middle of her shopping spree, or stealing spree. But 17's already left her alone, and just as she's about to depart, the 3 Saiyans all power up and jump out from hiding. Immediately she's hit by a barrage of ki blasts, and she didn't even know what just happened. It's an endless stream of ki. They just keep on launching more and more blasts after the others. And together, the 3 of them charge a combined Masenko, hoping that it's enough to finish off Android 18. And just as the explosion occurs, 17 gets back on the scene. He sees the 3 Saiyans hovering over the store, with a giant crater where it once was. Android 18's in the middle of it, having been defeated. They can't believe it. He actually fell for the ambush. and it took a lot of their power, but they were able to kill one of the androids. Now they just need to try and weaken 17 at the very least, if not kill him. Before he could even try and process what's happening, 17's then attacked. The three Saiyans all fight him at once. 17 tries powering up, and it does briefly help him defend against it, but after a while, the Saiyans are gaining the upper hand. They outnumber him, and their techniques are better than him. With the three of them combined, their power seems to just eclipse his. Of course, he has infinite stamina, which is the exact reason why they want to finish this so quickly. And after a hard-fought battle, they eventually do kill Android 17 as well. They're tired out and injured, but it worked. They actually killed the androids. This is amazing. They can't believe they accomplished it. But still, they think they could try and reverse this all with time travel, so they do want to make sure everything's still fine in the past. Even though they could celebrate here, something's not right. They want to make sure everything's going okay back there. So when the time arrives, they go back to the past once more. And they see exactly what the problem is. The group just finished fighting two other androids. Everything went pretty much like normal. They fought 19 and 20, and Goku still succumbed to the heart virus. Android 20 escaped, and they now need to locate his lab. They can't believe Goku didn't take his medicine, but it's fine. They'll handle this. They tell everyone they just killed the androids in the future not too long ago, about a few weeks prior. Assuming the androids are the same here, they'll be just fine. Although, they are a bit concerned. The fact that there were two more androids, that doesn't really sit right with them. Could it mean 17 and 18 are different here as well? They don't know, but they all begin searching for the lab. They also hope that Goku's okay. Bardock and Gohan are both hoping to see him again, and he has been given his medicine, but he's still suffering from the heart virus. Hopefully he joins the fight with them eventually, but for now they just need to try and stop the androids at the very least. And of course, everyone realizes Trunks' true identity. It's pretty obvious now that he's born in the past, and he's glad to hear about that. Well, even if everything with the androids has changed here, at least Trunks is still alive in this timeline. Once they find Jiro's lab, it already seems to be too late. The second they get there, they see Android 20's head roll across the ground, with 17 and 18 standing right above it. How nice, they already have an audience too. And to make things even worse, there's another android standing alongside them. Okay, this is bad. Even if 17 and 18 are the same strength, which they don't know yet, they have another android to fight. This will be way tougher than they thought. It's a good thing that they came back here still. The androids begin their search for Goku, but the group all tries to fight them together. Bardock, Gohan, and Trunks remind everyone that they need to team up. It's the only way they'll be able to defeat these androids. Just like they feared, this isn't the past version of their timeline. It's a completely separate one. That explains why everything's going so differently. There was never an Android 19 and 20 in the future, much less an Android 16. And as they fight Androids 17 and 18, Gohan knows that they seem more powerful than the future ones. Him, Bardock, and Trunks together were enough to defeat the androids, and this was before the power boost they got after they healed from that battle. But now, the three of them together can't even defeat 18. Even with help from Vegeta and Piccolo, that's not working. They're gonna have to make a new strategy. The androids go on their way, while the rest of the group decides on their own what to do. Vegeta flies off and Trunks chases after him. Piccolo has an idea too, and heads up to the lookout. That leaves Bardock, the two Gohans, Krillin, and Tenshinhan. They're not too sure what to do right now either, so it might be a good idea to head back to Capsule Corp, while also checking on Goku along the way. Trunks will handle Vegeta, and it seems that Piccolo has his own plans. On their way back, Bardock tries to think of what they could do. If Kakarot was able to fight, it would have been really helpful. They could have used an extra Super Saiyan. But present Gohan asks his future self, how and when did he transform? Future Gohan begins explaining, and of course this is a completely different scenario, so he doesn't know if Gohan could transform that way, but maybe they could train him to transform. Krillin acknowledges this too. Oh yeah, that's another thing that could be really helpful. If they get Gohan to transform too, that'll be an extra Super Saiyan. Whether he's a kid or not, an extra Super Saiyan is a big help. And Bardock's interested in this too. He wonders if a kid that young can actually become a Super Saiyan. But more importantly, he's concerned about how long it'll take. Of course, it doesn't seem like being an adult is a requirement for it. Trunks accessed it while he was pretty young, at least when he was a teenager. But that's the thing, Trunks also had way more experience and had the emotions meant for it. He wonders if present Gohan can accomplish this. But future Gohan tells everyone not to worry. If anyone can help out his past self, well, it's himself. He knows better than anyone. Meanwhile, on the lookout, Piccolo gets ready to merge with Kami. But they notice an ominous energy. Besides just the three androids, it seems like they have another threat to worry about, and they're not too sure who or what it is. Piccolo and Kami begin fusing together, and this is where we'll leave off for now. So, what did you guys think about this part? How do you think everyone's going to defeat the androids? And what'll happen next time? Do you think Bardock will try and stay in the past? Leave any thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'll be sure to check them out to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like. And let's try to hit that like goal from the beginning of the video so we can get another part of the series. If you haven't already, why not subscribe? As well as clicking the bell icon to get notified about any future parts of this What If, or any other videos that I upload on my channel. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.